Welcome. So in your seated position, sit up nice and tall. We'll get into a position where you've got the feet in front of the body, grip hold behind the backs of the knees, and obviously continuously breathing. Lift your heels off the mat. Get your heels in line with your knees and now actively pull your chest and your knees closer together. Use your arm strength to close this gap as much as possible between chest and knees, or chest and your legs. Squeeze knees together. Bring your arms out to the sides. Balance in this shape. Bring your arms out in front. You'll use an inhale to straighten your legs, curl down, get your lower back closer to the floor, keep your shoulder blades off the mat. Feel that you pull from the base of the spine, getting almost a bit of an additional lock or activation in the core. Now bend your knees, pull your knees closer to chest, interlace your fingers behind your head. Every single exhalation is when you'll crunch up. Straighten your right leg, exhale, bring the right elbow to left knee. Inhale, back down. Exhale, opposite side. Inhale, down. Exhale, crunch. Inhale. Exhale. In breath. Exhale. Just keep the breath deep, controlled, and link breath and movement. You can simply keep going. Feel that fire burning in your midsection and the core. And now as you exhale to crunch up, right elbow to left knee, hold it there, keep breathing. Inhale back. Exhale, opposite side, twist and hold. Inhale, bring it back. Grip hold behind the backs of the knees. Rocking up to seated, getting onto all fours. Now in the all fours position, you might find that as you arch in the back into a bit of a cat stretch, you'll feel a bit of lengthening in the abdomen, especially after a bit of core work. Tuck your toes, tuck your tailbone as you float your knees off the mat. Shift your hips back and bring your hips forwards so you can still link breath and movement, just shifting a bit of weight back and shifting weight forwards. Weight back and weight forwards. Now as you do this, pay attention to what's happening in your core. Are you relaxing at any point in time, or do you have that subtle engagement throughout? Coming back to neutral position, bring your knees down. Turn your hands, get the fingers to point to the back of the mat, shifting a bit of weight back and forth. Just working into the wrists. Seeing as though there will be a bit of time spent on the hands. I'll do my best to do the Ujjayi breathing in between all the instructions. And I hope it acts as a reminder for you to constantly breathe. It's 100% a breathing practice. Let's come back to a neutral position with the hands. As you do so, push your chest away from the floor. Imagine there's a gym ball and you want to wrap your arms around the gym ball. So you do external rotation in the shoulders. And as you push your chest away, you'll find that there's good activation in the upper back and in the lats. As you hold this position, tuck your toes, straighten your legs into somewhat of a high plank because there's more space between shoulder blades than with a normal plank. And now just revert into a normal plank shape. Exhale, take your hips up. Downward facing dog. If you feel the need to walk your down dog out, you can. I haven't looked into the hamstrings yet, so just a little bit of movement. Getting into a normal downward facing dog, or not walking your down dog, should I say. Lower your hips into plank. Feel a bit of activation in the upper back as you then get into plank. You can place knees onto mat when you lower down, or exhale chaturanga. Inhale to push back up into plank. Exhale chaturanga. Instead of thinking of being heavy on the mat, push back up. Feel light on the mat. Just in your mind's eye, exhale, come down. Make yourself seem a bit lighter on the mat. Now take it all the way up into a downward facing dog. Check in with the body. See if the core is still engaged. The ujjayi breath is still strong. Chest is expanding on inhales, falling on the exhales. Bending into knees, look up. In breath, feet in between hands, halfway lift. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, arms to ceiling. Exhale, mountain pose. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward bend, head to shins. Inhale, halfway. Planting your hands. Exhale, take it back into plank. As you get into a plank, bend into your knees. So we get softness in the knees. Tilt your pelvis slightly. Deep inhale through your nose. Exhale with an open mouth. Notice what happens in your abdomen. Maintain that contraction. Hold that position. If you struggle to feel that sensation, do it one more time. Inhale through your nose. Exhale, open mouth. And squeeze and hold. You can place your knees down, tucking toes back into Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog pose. Inhale, lower your hips into a plank position. Lift your right foot off the mat. If this is enough, you'll stay in this shape. If you want to take it a step further, reach with the left hand out in front. So you're balancing on right hand, left foot. Next phase, pull your right knee to your right armpit. Keep reaching. Feel the engagement in your core. Strong and consistent breath. Straighten the right leg to the back. Don't let it touch. Now bring your hand down first. Then bring your right foot down. Lift your left foot off the mat. If you want to take it a step further, right arm reaching out in front. Tucking left knee to your armpit. Keep breathing. Take the leg back. First bring the right hand down. Left foot down. Chaturanga Dandasana on exhale. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Bend into knees. Look up. In breath, feet between hands. Halfway lift. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, arms to ceiling. Exhale, mountain pose. Inhale, bend knees. Take arms up into chair pose. Just imagine that you sit back into a chair. On exhale, forward bend head to shins. Inhale, halfway lift. Planting your hands. On exhale, you can step back, you can jump back, float back, low down chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, bringing hips back into plank. Shift weight to left hand, angle feet, right arm up on inhale. Exhale, reach with the right arm underneath the body to the left side of the studio or room. Inhale, arm up. Exhale, reach through. Inhale, up. Exhale, through. Inhale, up. Exhale. We've got one more to go. Inhale, up. Exhale. Inhale, arm up. Exhale, right hand back onto the mat. Shifting weight to the right hand, left arm goes up. Exhale, left arm underneath the body to the right. Inhale, up. Don't rush, exhale. Inhale, up. Exhale. Inhale, up. Exhale. One more. Inhale, up. Exhale. Inhale, arm up. Exhale, hand down. Plank position. Full deep in-breath. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, raise your right leg. Exhale, squeeze knee to chest and place right foot in between hands. Next inhale, take your arms up to ceiling. Grip hold of your left wrist with the right hand. Just pull your left arm up to ceiling. Use your next inhale to shift weight onto the front foot. Come up, pull knee to chest. Place both hands onto your thigh. Push your leg down, but resist with your leg muscles. So you're resisting as you push down. Push as much as you can and pull up with the knee as much as you can. Swing the leg back. As you step back into a lunge, bring your hands close to the mat but not to touch. Shift weight forwards, get onto the tiptoes, flip onto the top of the back foot, holding that position. Then roll back over the toes, bring your hands down to mat, step back, exhale chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. You can exhale to down dog or lower down to chaturanga and push back into downward facing dog. Inhale, raise your left leg. Exhale, knee to chest, placing left foot between hands. Inhale, take arms up. Grip hold of the right wrist with the left hand. Pull your arms up. Using your next inhale, get up onto the left foot. Pull right knee to chest. Both hands onto the knee, push down and resist. Keep pushing. Swing the leg back. Place your foot onto the floor, fingers close to the mat. Don't let them touch. Shifting weight forwards, roll over onto the top of the back foot, holding this position. Shifting weight back, hands to mat, step back. This is now where it's going to get a bit more intense. So we're in our plank position, holding this shape. Feel the subtle core engagement. Feel that you've got length in your back. Exhale, tuck your elbows. Bend the arms just a little bit. Shoulders away from ears. Next exhalation, chaturanga. Hold. Inhale back into the previous phase. So almost all the way up. Arms bent. And all the way back up into plank. Hold. You surely place knees to chest when you have to. We're building a bit of upper body strength here. Then slowly bring your knees down. We'll get into crow pose, so arms will be bent. But position hands firmly onto the mat. You can step your feet together and squat down. Now the idea is to get high up onto the balls of the feet, to get the knees into your triceps, downward facing dog, hands on the mat. As you start to shift weight forwards, lift one foot, maybe both. Safety comes first. So you come up, balancing in this position. The breath is deep. It's not forced. Think of a more calming posture. You want to get the same sensation from holding this as you do from in a nice upright seated position. Maybe sounds a bit far-fetched, but you'll get there over time. Make use of your leg strength. Make use of your arm strength, your core strength, your breath. And very slowly bring your feet back down. You can part your feet into Malasana. So if you still find that when you get into a balancing posture like crow and your breath stops, or the breath becomes faster and shallow, but you've got a bit of work to do in that posture. You need to spend more time in the posture. Be mindful of the wrists. Obviously, it's the type of posture you want to do by the time you are warmed up. But it's just another yoga posture. So it shouldn't be this peak posture that we work towards. Eventually, it's just another yoga posture. From Malasana or yogic squat, bring your hands down. You can step it back into a downward facing dog. We'll be spending a bit more time on the hands. If you get stuck anywhere, you just hold it where you get stuck. Bend into knees. Look up. Use your inhale to step or jump your feet to the outside of the hands. So you see I'm going for the step. Palms down, tucking elbows. That's where I bring my hips down. I sort of sit on my triceps. If you think it's possible, walk your feet closer together. If you get the feet to touch, you can consider to get the right ankle over the left and holding this position. So, same thing in this pose. There's a bit of engagement in the core. With the legs, you are pulling to the midline, squeezing your arms. And if anything with the arms, you're pushing into your legs. And it should create this sort of comfortable, controlled balancing pose. The breath is deep. The mind is still. And if you get stuck, meaning you don't get to the bind with the legs, then you just keep your feet on the mat and you work into the wrists. You'll find that a posture is usually a bit different if we hold it for, say, 90 seconds compared to 5 breaths. Notice what changes in the body. If a specific area of the body becomes tired, see if you can make use of efficient muscle activation to make it easier for that part of the body that's getting tired. In order to get out of this one, you can undo the feet, step your feet back, and we can meet in a downward facing dog. Use your inhale to raise your right leg. Exhale, squeeze knee to chest. Place your right hand behind your wrists. Bring your leg down. Walk your left knee further back and come up with your chest. So the idea is to work the groin down. You have the option of staying here. If you want to take it a little bit further, use your inhale. Take your arms up. Using an exhale to take it all the way down onto the mat. Maybe you only get onto the forearms, or maybe you relax down onto the mat. And lifting your head, place your forearms onto the mat. You can once again grip hold of your triceps. We'll balance on the forearms, so tuck toes, lock your back leg, push out of your shoulders, lift the right leg off the mat, step it back into this modified low plank. Now we need to get back up onto the hands, so place one hand onto the mat, push up. And then take your hips up into a downward facing dog. Once you get there, you can walk your down dog out, feeling into both legs. We'll be doing the opposite side now, so inhale, raise your left leg. Exhale, squeeze knee into chest. Place left leg behind the hands into that pigeon shape. You can walk the back knee further back, working the groin down. You have the option of keeping fingers on the floor. Alternatively, use an inhale, take arms up. Using an exhalation to come all the way down. Maybe it's just onto the forearms, or maybe you extend arms all the way, relaxing the forehead down. You can lift your head, bring your forearms onto the mat, grip hold of the triceps, tuck toes, lock your back leg, push away from the floor, lift the left leg, step it back into that low forearm plank. Now we're going to first get up onto the opposite hand, so shift weight, hand onto mat, and lifting hips down and facing dog, walking your down dog out. Now it's time to get into a seated position, so bending into knees, look up, inhale, get into seated. You can step or jump. Straighten your legs. As you do so, flex your feet, place hands onto your thighs, start to lift in the chest. Hold this position, but slightly leaning back. You just want to feel some form of core activation from leaning back. Coming back to a neutral spine. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, finding the outsides of the feet, turning it into a forward bend. Inhale, halfway lift, and exhale, let go. Bit of a tricep stretch, so you might want to just get into a cross-legged position. It's a bit easier than to keep the legs out in front. Take your right arm up, bend your arm, get your fingers sort of between the shoulder blades. Grip hold onto the elbow with the left hand and actively pull your elbow back, feeling a bit of a stretch in the tricep. So the triceps work pretty hard from doing chaturanga back up, and now we're just lengthening the muscle out a bit. You can release. We'll do opposite side. So take left arm up, bend the arm, find the elbow, and hold. Same thing, you can let go, bring your arms down. Get your left knee to point to the front. Step right foot over. Now, two options. One option is to simply get the left arm to the outside of the knee. Hand can sort of point up. Or get your armpit around the knee. Find your foot with the left hand. Opposite hand behind the back. Nice deep inhale. Exhale, twist. With inhalations, we aim to get length in the spine. Exhales, we twist a little bit deeper. Inhale, coming back to center. Releasing that bind. Bring the right leg down, knee pointing forwards. Stepping foot over. Now once again, you have your options. Should you go with the straight arm, reach with the armpit over the knee. Find your foot, opposite hand behind the back. Deep inhale to lengthen. Exhale, twist. Inhale. Coming back to center, release the bind. Straighten your legs. As you do so, curl down onto the mat. Gently and with control. As you get onto the mat, for a second, just get the legs to be relaxed, arms to be relaxed. Then slide your hands in line with the shoulders, turn the palms to face down. Push your shoulders down into the floor. Now pull knees into your chest, get your legs past 90. Drop your legs over to the right, gaze to the left. Inhale, legs to center. Exhale, dropping the knees over to the left. Inhale, knees back to center. You can wrap your arms around the knees, hugging knees into chest, maybe even gently moving from side to side. Maybe a bit more detail in corpse pose than usual. So you'll let go. Straighten your legs onto the mat. Now lift your head, look down at your feet. Make sure the feet are at least hip distance, maybe even a bit wider. Allow the feet to drop out to the sides. As you do so, gently bring your head down. Get length in your neck. Walk your shoulders away from your ears. If you need to lengthen in the neck once again, you can lift your head, tuck your chin, place it back down. So now you've got the fingers curling in naturally, hands being soft. No tension in the neck or shoulders. Taking awareness to your pelvis. You can push your lower back down towards the floor and then go soft. No tension in the abdomen or the back, the pelvis. And as you find more and more comfort in this corpse pose, close your eyes and allow your breath to be natural. You can stay in this corpse pose for as long as you like.